Jalsa, and we're here to teach
You
about motivation.
Motivation, a person's orientation to strive for task success, persist in the face of failure, and experience pride in accomplishments.
Now there are three concepts involved with motivation:
Social cognitive theory,
achievement goal frameworks,
self-determination theory.
Social cognitive theory involves self-efficacy, which is a person's judgment about his or her capability to successfully perform an activity. An example of this is vicarious experience. We tend to feel more confident when we observe someone else successfully perform an activity.
I can do that.
Another example is verbal persuasion. We tend to feel more confident when teammates, coaches, and family provide us with positive reinforcement about an activity.
Hey man, come on, you can do it.
Yeah.
Really?
Keep trying.
All right, let's do it.
Go, 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 go.
A third example is imaginal experiences. We tend to feel more confident when we imagine ourselves successfully performing an activity before we actually do it. No one can stop me.
Hey, one person want to run?
Yeah!
You're on.
Other forms of social cognitive theory: performance and accomplishments. We tend to feel more confident when we have demonstrated mastery of an activity before. Physiological states. We tend to feel more confident when our arousal state is at an optimal condition to perform an activity. An emotional state. We tend to feel more confident when we have positive emotions and when we block out negative ones about an activity. Social cognitive theory summary. When we have high self-efficacy, we tend to be more motivated to perform an activity because we believe we can successfully perform an activity. When we have low self-efficacy, we tend to be less motivated to perform an activity because we believe we are going to fail attempting an activity. Achievement goal frameworks. This involves two types of orientations: task and goal. Task orientation focuses on gaining skill or knowledge, exhibiting effort, performing at one's best, and experiencing personal improvement. When task orientation is involved, the athlete will think, act, and feel in a highly motivated manner regardless of his or her perceived ability. Goal orientation focuses solely on demonstrating superior competence to others. When goal orientation is involved, the athlete will only be highly motivated if he or she is confident in his or her abilities. If not, his or her motivation will be severely diminished.
That was nothing. I can do more than that.
Achievement goal framework summary. Task orientation should be strived for more than goal orientations because those athletes are going to be motivated no matter what their perceived abilities are. Furthermore, task orientation tends to correspond to greater enjoyment, more adaptive coping strategies, perceived confidence, and more positive peer relationships. Self-determination theory involves three types of motivation: amotivation, intrinsic motivation, and extrinsic motivation. Amotivation. There are no extrinsic or intrinsic reasons for doing that activity, and athletes are no longer sure why they are playing their sport.
Hey man, why are you shooting? I see him here all the time.
I don't know.
But why don't you play?
I don't know.
Intrinsic motivation. To learn. Motivation comes from the pleasure gained from acquiring new knowledge.
Okay, now, on free throws, make sure you're nice and square, elbow bent, and make sure you follow through at the top.
Other intrinsic motivation. Stimulation. Motivation that comes from sheer pleasure and enjoyment of the activity and accomplishing. Motivation that comes from the pleasure gained from achieving a goal. Extrinsic motivation identification. Motivation comes from the choice you make, but only as a means to the end.
If you don't make this shot, you're running 10 suicides.
Other extrinsic motivation. External regulation. Motivation comes from the desire to receive an external reward, an introjection. Motivation comes from an internal feeling that you have to play. Self-determination theory summary. Coaches should be careful when using external reinforcements to motivate their team because those athletes who are intrinsically motivated could lose their sense of self-determination and their internal locus of control feeling, which will have negative effect on their motivation.